You can money.
With clean, fresh ingredients, Panera's new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread is a mouth-watering explosion of yes. Craft? Yes. Heartiness? Yes. Living life to the flavor fullest? Heck yes. Panera. Live your yes. Now $1 delivery.
It's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship.
And a World Series Curly W is in the books.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Have you heard the chatter?
So you didn't hear?
I guess my invitation got lost in the mail.
MLB Central is the best way to start the day during the postseason. Every morning, Lauren, D-Row, and Roflo go around the horn.
According to D-Row, we're the #1 show in America.
For your first update on every...
Let's start slow and then blow people's minds.
Watch MLB Central. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Unbelievable.
It's going down. I'm coming alive. A real when I'm on the rise. You see the look in my eyes. It's going down right now. Get ready. It's going down. It's going down right now.
Three, MIA, 2, on a dissolve, 1, with now. Music.
Let the games begin.
And welcome to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon. Inside Studio 3 with Dan Plesac and Harold Reynolds. I am Fran Charles. What a great day of baseball. 2 series, they're in the books, and we're going to get a Game 5 as well. Just a ton of fun today.
Talking about in the books, White Sox done, Brewers done, my all-star picks, World Series, over. I picked both those teams to move
And guess
forward.
who's back in the ALCS? Those Houston Astros,
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's right.
Yeah, the Bear may have been woken up because they're going to be a tough out the rest of the way.
Yeah, that lineup is so deep, so fun to watch. They're so talented.
For the 5th consecutive year. Meanwhile, over in the National League, the Braves are going back for the 2nd consecutive year. Let's take you to Atlanta here. Braves and Brewers, Game 4, Charlie Morton starting on 3 days rest, 4-1 with a 1.52 ERA and potential series-clinching games in his career. And gets rowdy
What do you call him,
Tellez.
Dan? He's what?
Ground chuck. Keep it on the ground. Throw that sinker curveball.
In the 4th, no score, 2-on for Omar Narvaez. Brewers H had gone 23 consecutive innings without scoring.
Yeah, you're actually cheering for them. When that ball landed on the ground, you're like, thank you, yes.
And this was bang, bang at home, too. Avisail Garcia just gets that left hand in.
And that was going to be it for Charlie Morton. Pulled for Jesse Chavez, 3 1/3 on 3 days rest, 5 Ks. Next batter, Lorenzo Cain. And Cain, remember, he ran into the wall earlier in this series. A little banged up, but delivers there.
Yeah, it's big. Big knock. It looked like, hey, the Brewers are going to have a big offensive day. Had good approaches early. They're making contact, putting pressure on the defense.
In the 4th, Duvall pops it up. Narvaez, no. Arias, yes.
Said, look at this, Bob Boone and Pete Rose. I thought he had this at first, but then looks like maybe not.
I think he had it.
It's still something to look. That's a tough one.
The problem is you cannot review pop-ups that are hitting the infield, so they originally called it an out, and it had to stand.
That should be reviewed. I mean, come on now.
Eddie Rosario drives in a couple of runs. And Travis d'Arnaud, the Braves fired up. Rosario, one of those key acquisitions, Dan, from Alex Anthopoulos.
No question about it. Brewers scored 2. The Braves answer right back in the bottom of the frame and tie things up.
That kept that from breaking open the game. That's 2 runs scoring on that play right there.
All right, first couple of runs for the Brewers were scored off the bat of Rowdy Tellez, and he had more to say.
Hey, Noah. Here it is, and Rowdy sends one in the air to center deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here and gone for Rowdy Tellez. Rowdy Tellez strikes again.
That's a great Bob Uecker.
Yes, it was.
Tellez's 2nd home run of the series, 448 feet to center field. Brewers on top 4-2. 4-3 now. Travis d'Arnaud. Boy, did he need that.
This is what the Braves did twice. They answered back. The Brewers scored 2 in the top of the 4th. The Braves answered back with 2 in the bottom. Same thing in the 5th.
And so Craig Counsell going to his big dogs. Brandon Woodruff facing Austin Riley.
Well, this is a good move, too. Woodruff came in and really settled things down for them in this period of time and just fighting to give that offense a chance to get going.
And then how about this? I don't even know what you call that.
That's the old, I got it, you take it. How about that knock?
That's kind of on the pitcher to run at the first
That
pitch.
is, and he called it originally and put Tellez in a tough spot.
And then another chopper.
I really thought he was going to beat that out. Shortstop laid back, shows the arm strength he had.
All right, Josh Hader in now in the 8th inning facing Freddie Freeman. And Freddie shows you why he's a boss.
First pitch, fly ball, deep center, going back, Kane at the wall, that is goal! Freddie, first pitch, and he sends a shockwave through the ballpark, and they're going crazy here in Atlanta.
How good is Freddie Freeman? First run allowed by Josh Hader since July 28th.
What an approach, Harold. You talked about it earlier when we were watching the game. Great approach, took a ball away and drove it to left field.
I'll tell you what, we'll dive into it in a little bit, but that right there, when that ball landed in the stand, you said, this game's over. I mean, momentum swing and everything.
Will Smith on for the save. Colton Wong with a run at first. Pops up.
Boy, leadoff man is on, and then Christian Yelich never took the bat off his shoulder. Strike one, strike two, strike three, and the Braves are moving on.
They're going crazy in hot Atlanta. The hugs all the way around. People jumping up and down. Braves going to the NLCS for the second consecutive year as they take out the Brewers in 4 games after dropping game number 1. They take the next 3. Big day for Freddie Freeman, 3 for 5, and the game-winning blast. He spoke to our Matt Yalla.
Freddie Freeman, the reigning MVP. I guess that's what MVPs do. What does it feel like to have 40,000 people yelling, Freddie?
That's a good feeling. That means you did something good. So, you know, big moment in the game. Got a hanging slider, was able to put a good swing on it. I've been feeling pretty good all game, and good things happened in that swing.
When you saw Hader coming in the 8th,
yeah,
what were you thinking?
He was going 2 innings, and somehow we got to scratch out a run here. Best reliever in the game the last few years, and you know, I don't know how we did it, but we pulled it off.
How much did the crowd play into it as far as keeping you guys up? This was a dogfight.
Yeah, this is nice clinching to go to the NLCS in front of fans this time. So amazing crowd. Came out yesterday at 1 o'clock on a Monday and came out here and did it all over again, and we were able to pull out a win and a series win. Charlie, incredible. He gave us 3+ innings on 3 days rest. Jesse came in and just kept going and going and going. Bullpen has been awesome. Luke, Tyler, incredible. Just gave us a chance to get a W at the end.
More work to do. Your second straight trip to the NLCS, it's not done.
I like to hear that, but we got some more work to do.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Matty, good stuff with Freddie Freeman here. Go-ahead home run in 6th inning or later in series clinching game in Braves franchise history. Dave Justice, he was a bad boy.
He told the fans, too, get out here and support us. Remember that? He backed it up with the home.
That's right. And now Freddie Freeman doing the same thing back inside Studio 3. What makes Freddie Freeman so good in the clutch?
He has an approach and a plan every time. Great hitters have a plan of how I'm going to attack certain pitchers and the memory bank of what you've done against them before. Let's go to Freddie Freeman here in the 8th. He gets a slider, first pitch, boom, homer. When a guy hits a first pitch slider, he's looking for it. That's just plain and simple. But let's go back and what made Freddie think about this. And as you look at this, we'll go through the 8th inning. You got Rosario at the plate. There's a high fastball. This is the slider that Freddie saw, okay? Why was he thinking that? Well, 2019, fastball right there, 94. The next pitch, fastball in, boom, homer. So now Freddie's like, he's not going to pitch me the fastball because I've already booked that. And that's kind of how hitters think when you're facing certain pitchers. Rosario, fastball down and away. So now Freddie's measuring every pitch he sees the left-hander throw against that lefty. And then Dansby Swanson comes up, and every night you got to see what kind of stuff does the guy have. It's not necessarily the book or video. I got to see him in real time. What is he featuring? Yeah, Freddie's on the on-deck circle watching now the 3rd slider to Dansby Swanson. So he's now seen 5 sliders in 2 hitters previous to his at-bat. First slider, boom, see you later, it's out of the ballpark. But that's just greatness. You know, not many people can do that, but Freddie Freeman can. And what do you call him, Dan?
Freddie Freeman rests his head on a pillow made of concrete.
That's right. Eddie Vedder would even approve of that, no doubt.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman, there's a reason he's a reigning NL MVP. He's a good hitter, and as Harold touched on, he has a plan, he has an idea, there's a method to his madness, and he puts the ball in play. He's a terrific player.
All right, to Charlie Morton, 4-1 with a 1.52 ERA in 6 games where his teams had a chance to clinch a series. What did you see from Charlie Morton?
He presented a lot of problems to the Brewers, particularly the lefties, with the curveball. He could have almost told the Brewers the first couple of innings that I'm going to throw you a curveball, particularly to the lefties. And they were missing it like they had no idea that Charlie Morton had this in his repertoire. It was one after another after another. And then when he lulls you asleep with the local, here comes the express. He did it to Yelich. Here's another example. Breaking ball. And all of a sudden, it makes that fastball just explosive. There's another swing and a miss. Colton Wong. I want to say a get-me-over curveball, but one that has a little bit more break. He gets the count back into it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You have to have a lot of guts in a game like this to throw a 3-2 breaking ball. Here, with Christian Yelich, another curveball that he tries to hit the other way, and he grounds it to third. I thought the right-handed hitters for Milwaukee had a much better chance off of Charlie Morton. They were staying in, trying to shoot that curveball back up the middle, but the lefties, they made it really easy for Charlie Morton the first 3 innings.
They were so exposed this series, they being the Brewers, on the breaking pitch. Yeah. You know, I don't think I've seen a major league team have that much trouble as a collective group with a breaking pitch. You had guys that don't throw a breaking ball going, I got one now. I mean, Ian Anderson does not throw a good curveball. And he was throwing breaking pitches to get them out. They weren't able to adjust to that. You look at the 184 average against curveballs in the regular season, the worst in the major leagues. And now you get to the postseason, and they just exploited it. And that just jumped out in this series when you look back at it.
No extra base hits, hitting 120, hitting curveballs. Give the Braves credit. They recognize the weakness, and they exposed it.
That's right, and they knock off the Brewers, and they are heading to the NLCS for the second consecutive year. You heard Freddie Freeman telling Matt Yoloff how good it was to play in front of the fans and win it. Let's check in now with Austin Riley.
It's awesome. This crowd is unbelievable. To do it in front of these fans, it's they stuck with us all year, and I'm so excited, and this team is unreal.
I feel amazing. I don't think words can put this, this emotion. I can't put this emotion to words. This is just unbelievable. I love this team.
We had our preparation, mental preparation, mentality preparation every single day with Wash, and he put us ahead. He kept saying, never give up, because once we take this lead, we're gonna keep this lead. All they're gonna see is and elbows. Let's go.
I told him when we won the division how proud I was of everybody for hanging in there. These guys just kept fighting the fight, man. They kept fighting the fight, believing in themselves, consistency in the work, who they are, how they approach things. I'm just so proud of this group.
When we come back on MLB Tonight, we'll check in with the defending World Series champs with their backs against the wall and their bats. So wake up in L.A. Highlights, Giants-Dodgers, Game 4 coming up.
MLB Tonight is presented by Evan Williams Bourbon.
A deck that will last for generations. An engine rebuilt to run like new. A car so clean you almost don't want to get it dirty again. Almost. Quality means something. Big job or small, you make sure things get done right. It's not a competition. It's just that you're not willing to settle. Not in your work, not in your hobbies, and never with your bourbon. Evan Williams, bourbon done right.
You can feel it.
When you get a chip in your windshield, trust Safelight. This couple was headed to the farmer's market. When they got a chip, they drove to Safelight for a same-day repair. And with their insurance, it was no cost to them. That's service the way you need it.
Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace.
It's a nice truck.
Yeah, it's a Chevy Silverado. Check out this multi-flex tailgate.
Multi-flex, huh?
Come step.
Mom, Dad's flexing again.
That's not all. You can extend the bed for longer stuff.
Is he
Still flexing.
That's right. And it becomes a workspace. You can put your laptop here. I'm sending an imaginary email.
Hey, Dad, dinner.
Hey, Hey, look who stopped by Daddy's office.
Wait, you work here?
The Chevy Silverado with the available multi-flex tailgate. Find new flexibility, find new roads. Chevrolet.
I've been on my get back, cop a bag slow. You would never see that. Use the trap though.
Ice-T, Stone Cold, calling on everyone to turn to cold washing with Tide. Now with the help of NFL QB, Matty Ice.
Here's a cold call.
Matty Ice who?
Matt Ryan, and I convinced NFL teams to turn to cold. I'm joining the cold callers.
That's 1,000,000 pounds of laundry.
The NFL, you guys are filthy.
Tide can handle it, even in cold.
Kid is good.
How about it? Twice the ice.
No.
This was a cold call.
We need to reduce plastic waste in the environment.
That's why at America's beverage companies,
our bottles are made to be remade.
Not all plastic is the same.
We're carefully designing our bottles to be 100% recyclable, including the caps.
They're collected and separated from other plastics,
so they can be turned back into material that we use to make new bottles.
That completes the circle and reduces plastic waste.
Please help us get every bottle back.
This is when this game is simply at its best. And the Braves win! His team stays smoking hot.
Welcome back to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon. So let's set you up for the rest of the week here. We got a Game 5 between the Giants and Dodgers. It's presented by Good Sam. It's the 5th winner-take-all game between 100-win teams in MLB postseason history. And then Friday, Game 1 of the ALCS, the Red Sox and Astros. And that is presented by Loan Depot. Fox has you covered, and MLB Tonight has you covered before and after every postseason game. Giants and Dodgers, Game 4. Bottom of the first, Anthony DeSclafani starting for the Giants, facing Trey Turner. And it was only a matter of time, H, before Turner's bat heated up.
Yeah, he made a nice adjustment staying on that ball. He'd been spinning off balls, and even in this game, he still misses a few pitches, but you can see it coming. He's starting to get blistering hot.
Dodgers jump on early 1-0. Dan Walker Buehler, first time in his career starting on 3 days rest. Early jam in the first and third, facing Evan Longoria.
You know what? He can spin the ball. He has an explosive fastball, a great mix, and he has a great feel. Here, this had the look of one of those bleeding base hits, but the shift pays off, gets out of that unscathed.
Bottom of the third, Dodgers threatening, runners in the corners, one out for Chris Taylor.
Every time you see him, you think he's going to hit home.
I know, right? Lamont Wade Jr. A late night Lamont takes care of business. Gavin Lux scores. Dodgers on top 2-0. A couple of batters later, it's Mookie Betts, and Brandon Crawford lays out, knocks it down. First and third now, and that's a wrap for DeSclafani. 1 2/3 innings. Jose Alvarez comes on to face Corey Seager. Seager, all right, Giants get out of it.
Well, that play by Crawford saved a run.
In the third, Chris Taylor facing Yarlin Garcia. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Another blast.
He got him!
Way back. It pulls it in. This kid can play. Dodgers fans are not happy. In the fourth, here's Mookie Betts. And there's not going to be enough park to hold this baseball in.
That was about the perfect swing. I talked about earlier, saw Trey Turner go that way. Mookie stays on the left-hander pitch right here and just destroyed that ball opposite field.
Folks, that is a former MVP blowing kisses to the crowd in L.A. Dodgers on top 4-0. In the fifth, Walker Buehler effective through 4. Steven Duggar. 4.
Maintained his velo. He was still 96, 97 going into the 5th inning, but I think Dave Roberts made the wide moves, bringing a fresh arm.
Joe Kelly now facing Tommy Listello. Listello's battling an Achilles injury, but he's a gamer.
Not an easy thing to do, too. Without to say one thing about Joe Kelly, he can strand some inherited runners. He's the guy you want to have up with traffic.
Darren Ruff, Trey Turner.
And I like that decision by Turner right there. A lot of people thinking he should have gone to second. No, get the out, keep the momentum going, make the play.
All right, and the fifth base is loaded for Mookie. Chris Bryant in left field. He makes the catch.
Cameramen be tricking me in these games. Oh, they're sitting on the ground and shooting way up.
Dodgers on top, the 5-1 in the eighth, 5-2. The Fresh Prince.
That ball's hit well, center field. Back is Slater, out of road. 2-run home run, 7-2 Dodgers.
Second home run of the postseason for Will Smith.
Yeah, this one kind of sealed the deal. Kind of felt like the Dodgers. This game was close, but that 2-run bomb there made it 7-2. It was pretty much lights out.
All right, Mookie Betts 2 for 4 in his first home run of the postseason. A lot of Dodgers had good nights, including Gavin Lux. He had a couple of hits as well. It's off to San Francisco for a Game 5, and that's coming your way Thursday night at 9 o'clock on TBS. Time now for your NLDS report presented by Good Sam. After the game, Lauren Gardner now with Mookie Betts.
Well, Mookie, Dave Roberts said aces are aces because they don't run away from a fight. What kind of fight did you see from Walker Buehler here tonight?
Obviously, a ton. I mean, he said it after the game yesterday. He wanted the ball, and, he got it, and he delivered for us.
For you tonight, you were responsible for 3 of your club's 5 runs. It seems like you've been feeling it all postseason at the dish.
I'm doing all right. Just trying to do what I can to help us win, and we got one more to win.
So humble. Speaking of one more to win, this division came down to one game. This series came down to 1 win. It seems only fitting that this series is going to come down to a Game 5 in San Francisco. Can you just describe how crazy this rivalry has been?
It's been probably one of the best. I mean, obviously the Yankees-Red Sox is amongst the best, but this one, since I've gotten here, it's been great. It's been so much fun. We got a great group of guys that are ready to play, and their crew is ready to play as well. And so I think it's just what makes the game fun for sure.
All right, good stuff from Lauren Gardner there with the Mookie Betts. So results in winner-take-all games in NLDS Game 5s in franchise history. The Dodgers now have 4, and the Giants have 2. As we bring it back inside the Studio 3 with Dan and Harold, I am Fran. It was time for the Dodger Stars to step up in Hollywood, and they did Tuesday night.
Well, they did. And you know what? We talked about, you heard Mookie right there, but it's the top 3 in this lineup. You took it, Trey Turner, Seager, and Mookie. Those 3 guys, as they go, the Dodgers go. And in Game 3, they didn't go. And neither did the Dodgers. I mean, they were 0 for across the board, all 3 of these guys. They ended up 0 for 11 as a collective group. They didn't really have great swings. They didn't get much going. And when they're not going, I'm telling you right now, it's a tough watch for the Dodgers and to keep them going. But when they're clicking, they get on the bases and make things happen, this is a dangerous group. So, yes, they lose Game 3 because those guys weren't clicking. But Game 4, they came out the gate smoking. In the first inning, you get Seager, stays on a ball away, sends a sign and says, all right, I'm going to take that breaker ball right there. It seemed like they just went back to basics. Trey Turner stays on this pitch away and hammers it to the gap. Seager, get on your horse, come on and score. All right, now it puts the Dodgers up, and everybody's enthused. And I always believe you got to get your infielders involved at the top of your order because they're going to be playing defense soon. And it just drops the nerves, everything else. Those 2 got it going. And then in the 4th, we've seen this swing a few times already now, but that was a beautiful swing by Mookie to stay on that. And then Turner up here ends up grounding out. But you look at what they did. They were 6 for 14 in this game. So that's a big difference when they go 6 for 14 opposed to 0 for 11. And they scored a lot of runs and put some points up. 4 RBIs in that group right there.
Yeah, sets the table there for the top of the Dodgers order. Also, guy hitting 4th, Will Smith, 2 for 4 as well, had a home run. Tony Gonsolin was supposed to start Game 4. That's what all indications were. But Walker Buehler walked into Dave Roberts' office and says, I want the ball. And he got it, and he delivered.
Now, his stuff was good tonight. On 3 days rest, first time he's ever done in his career. He was 95, 97, even in the 5th inning. Wasn't quite as sharp. You didn't see as much of that swing and miss as you're accustomed to seeing, but he could spin the ball. great assortment of pitches, and he's just a bulldog. He's another reason why the Dodgers won 106 games.
His windup looks like the bulldog.
It does, that right?
Doesn't he look like
it just everything about this guy screams winner, and he was good enough tonight to keep this game in check for the Dodgers to score runs and do what they do best, get that bullpen involved.
What do you think about the Giants using everybody on their bench and using 8 pitchers?
It was a little bit of a surprise because they played almost like the team with urgency. And I know you want to put a team away when you have a chance, but you had a 2-1 lead heading into Game 4. And I thought by emptying out the whole bullpen, it was just strange for me to go that long, that quick, that early with a lot of their hooks. But the biggest one at the bottom, Dan, was Jake McGee, because you're giving guys free looks. And when he came in the game, they had some good swings off McGee. And I just thought that if this guy, they're going to win and get where they did like the other day, he's too valuable. But look at the swings they took. And these guys that took them, Seager, Turner, you got Turner again, Albert coming off. He's probably going to pinch hit off of him, you know, if they get a matchup later in Game 5. I just thought it was a little bit too much, too early, too soon.
I really think the game plan in this Game 5 for the Giants come out. And one of the reasons I think, Harold, why they maybe emptied the bucket out here, I think their plan in Game 5 is going to be simple. They're going to ride Logan Webb as long as they can. They're going to get some length. They're probably going to go to Kevin Gausman, who's pitched in the bullpen. He's done a little both. And then you'll see Duvall closing games. I would be surprised if it's really a close game. Anybody other than those three get in this game. You may see Jake McGee maybe to come in and get Corey Seager, but I would assume that's the way they're going to roll with it.
All right, when we come back on MLB Tonight, don't call it a comeback. Astros have been in for years. They're headed to the ALCS for the 5th consecutive year. We'll show you how they took out the White Sox. That's next.
NLDS Report is brought to you by Good Sam Rentals. Travel America with Good Sam.
We've often wondered what keeps the world running. Economics? Algorithms? Magic? Turns out, it's you. Doing your thing. Dreaming dreams. Building new worlds. It's why we built our workspace technology, to help you do your best work and to see what you can become. You're made for bigger things.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else. Then he tried Wendy's breakfast. Now we can't get rid of him.
Can you believe this breakfast croissant is only $1.99?
Yeah, Reggie. I put the sign up.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me.
Our house seemed like a dream come true. Great character, great neighborhood.
Until Mrs. Cashman started feeding the neighborhood cats.
All the cats.
We need to move right now.
With Rocket Mortgage, we can adjust our home loan options in real time.
Customize our monthly payment, down payment, and closing costs. Please.
And no cats.
It was a catastrophe.
Just no.
When you need control over your home loan, Rocket can.
Did you know that even after you sanitize a surface, every touch can leave new bacteria behind? That means you could be right back where you started. Break the cycle with Microban 24. Just spray once and your surfaces are protected against bacteria all day. Microban keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria touch after touch for up to 24 hours. These leading disinfectants do not. Use a sanitizer 4 out of 5 doctors would use in their own homes. Microban 24.
Your mom's gotta go.
She's family.
She's using my Old Spice moisturizer with shea butter, and she's wearing my robe.
We're out.
How did Panera come up with the idea to combine their famous mac and cheese with their iconic grilled cheese? By saying yes. Yes to new inventions. Yes to clean and fresh ingredients. And yes to living life to the flavor fullest. Panera. Live your yes. Now $1 delivery.
If you have a typical airline credit card, you're not getting double miles on every purchase.
You're right. I only get extra miles on some types of purchases.
May I?
Please.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles everywhere.
Oh.
Yes.
Everywhere is great, but where can we use them?
You can use them on any travel purchase, not just some travel purchases.
Venture gets a gold star.
What's in your wallet?
MLB Central is the best way to start the day during the postseason.
You didn't hear?
Good morning, America.
Get your first update on every series.
Let's start slow and then blow people's minds.
Watch MLB Central, weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Welcome back to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon. Well, let's jump to Chicago. Game 4 between the Astros and the White Sox. Astros looking to head back to the LCS series for the 5th consecutive season. Carlos Rodon, Dan, on 12 days rest, gets Yordan Alvarez there.
That's not a typo. That's 99. He was throwing bullets.
All right, bottom of the second, Gavin Sheets facing Lance McCullers. And Gavin Sheets, go ahead, big dog. Straightaway center.
You went Isley brothers on that one.
Jake Myers tried to make the grab, is shaken up on the play. Another look as Myers was injured and made a great attempt there.
You can see that left shoulder just kind of really fly into that wall, and he was really in a lot of pain.
I hope that kid is back because he has changed this club. It's fun to watch.
The road down. Jose Altuve. And watch Altuve just kind of let it marinate for a minute.
I mean, that's way in a 1-0 pitch, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's way in.
But you got Jose diving on it. You're trying to keep him off. Oh, well.
All right, so that loads the bases. Rodon stays in the game. Carlos Correa, 2 out. Rip to left field.
Yeah, 0-2 fastball, 99. He turned around. And a lot of people questioning that decision. It's hard to take him out of that game when he's throwing the ball that good.
And so that's it for Rodon. Here's Michael Kopech facing Yuli Gurriel. What a play by Jose Abreu. And Kopech doing a nice job covering first.
Yeah, this is a good race.
Kopech just beats him. Astros still lead 2-1 in the 4th now. Kopech in some trouble. Here's Martin Maldonado. This guy not known for his hitting, but Dan, Astros will take that.
Off to a slow start in this series. 98-mile-an-hour hit a bullet right back up the middle.
All right, same inning now. Here is Garrett Crochet facing Alex Bregman with runners at first and second. And Bregman with a 3-0 count. You think he's taken? No chance.
Fastball driven to left center, and that's in the alley. Maldonado will score. Racing around third base, Altuve. He'll score. Astros up 5-1 on the double by Bregman.
It's always easy to second guess, but you have a lefty on deck in Alvarez, and Crochet had been so nasty. 3-0 give a guy like that a fastball. That really, in my opinion, that blew this game open.
A big strikeout from Lance McCullers with runners at first and second. He pitched 4 innings. Astros still up 5-1. Uh-oh. Jose Abreu gets plunked by Kendall Graveman, and you know Tony La Russa is not happy.
No, Tony doesn't forget that.
Now, La Russa during the regular season, or Abreu during the regular season was hit 22 times in the 9th. Remember, Jose Altuve was drilled earlier. Now he's doing the drilling. 3-run shot for Altuve to wrap it up. Any questions now, the Astros are saying about potential sign stealing. In the 9th, Hernandez up with 2 outs facing Ryan Presley.
Ground ball right side, waiting on an Altuve. He has it from the outfield grass, throws to first, and that is the ball game, and that is the division series. For the 5th straight year, the Houston Astros will play in the American League Championship Series.
Harold, this team's really good. They mean business.
Yeah, they're talented, and they know they are. And they got a little chip on their shoulder, and that's okay. That's what you want to do and you want to play with. But this is a great bonding group. They've been brought together through a lot of things. They're a tight unit.
You kind of saw that today. Bregman starting to swing the bat. Brantley, Tucker, Alvarez, Gurriel. This is a deep team. Carlos Correa. The list goes on and on and on. That lineup rolls over. You're in trouble.
All right, here's Lance McCullers after the Astros 10-1 victory.
Unfortunately for us, we did what we did, and people are always going to be able to draw back on that, whether it's because they want some retweets or they want some Instagram quotes, or whether it's because they want to be heard, or they just want to throw shade at us. But I think what we did today here speaks volumes.
I didn't say that they don't have a chip on the shoulder. I mean,
I got a chip, from the times that I was let go. A chip is one thing, but, you can't hold any animosity and hatred because all that does is eat you up. And, that's negative energy, which doesn't last. So positive energy lasts, negative energy, dissipates.
I think you don't poke the bear, man. We took it personal. We wanted to go for the head today, and we put up 10. So we did it on the road. That was pretty special. We're happy. It was a great win, great team effort, and on to the next one, brother.
Astros going back to the LCS for the 5th consecutive year here. And only the Braves of the 90s and the A's of the 70s pulled off that feat here. And Harold, you mentioned it before we heard from Lance McCullers, but this lineup from top to bottom, it's legit.
It may be the most talented in baseball. And, as far as the sign stealing stuff and all that, remember Michael Jordan used to shoot those blind free throws? You may as well do that with this lineup. These dudes, they shut their eyes and light you up because they swing the bats. Look, they're constant pressure and productive outs. That's been my whole key to what they do. They put heat on you. They force you in situations where hitters are going to get pitches to hit, and they're going to just put pressure on you. Like this right here. Look at Altuve. Not hustling out of the box, but I'm hurt you now. So those are the type of things that they do, and he ends up scoring, and then later in the game he homers. So those are 3 things you saw from Altuve, just putting the pressure on. Michael Brantley, he's just going to rink. He's going to flat out hit on you. He stole a bag in this game. Bregman, same thing. He's coming back at you. They put the ball in play. And when you're facing lineups that put the ball in play, it is constant pressure on the pitcher to be perfect. And that's hard to do. When you try to get perfect, you get behind in counts, and before you know it, you're in hitters' counts, and they make you pay. They don't miss their pitches. So let me see. Who do we go to now? Mr. Alvarez. Oh, yeah, he's got some power that people are starting to learn about. And the deeper they go in the postseason, the more you're going to think about this guy. Correa here is one of the top players in all of baseball. All of baseball. Quit saying the shortstop category. He does everything for you, including scoring runs, swinging the bats. But the constant pressure is how they play baseball. And that's just the 5 guys. I'd be here all night talking about this whole lineup. But there used to be things when you go to spring training, your manager would say, we get the green light, we're going to put pressure on people, we're going first to third, we're going to do those type of things. That's what I see with the Astros. It's almost like Dusty said, here's what we're doing.
You kind of get the feeling watching this team or this series that if they get any kind of starting pitching that keeps them in a game, they're going to win. They just have that feel that they had a couple of seasons ago. They're playing with that arrogance and that mojo again, and they were a better team than the White Sox this week.
And by the way, the AL batting champ, he's doing it with his eyes closed. Yuli Gurriel hitting 6th in that lineup. Not 1, 2, or 3, but and he won the batting crown in the American League. I showed you that Jose Abreu was hit in that game. Here is White Sox manager Tony La Russa on his thoughts on what happened there.
Well, I questioned, after they threw 3 pitches in there wide, they should have just ejected them. It'll be a good test of the character and credibility of the winning team because it was intentional. Pitcher kept looking in the dugout, so that they hit him intentionally. And I'll be really curious. They should have the guts to admit that they did it. Why they did it, I have no reason to understand. I only carry my sportsmanship so far, and I've gotten to the limit. They beat us. They played better. We're disappointed, but that was intentional. I don't understand why. I don't understand how they got away with it.
No, there's no way. We were trying to hit Abreu. If you're going to hit him, you're going to hit him long before that. And Abreu's been hit like 20-something times. And, in modern baseball, guys don't try to get out of the way of balls. You don't see anybody, like in my day, you hit the dirt or you turned away from the ball. But today, guys are just standing there and taking it. So I beg to differ with Tony that no, there was no intent and there was no reason to do that. 0.
And these guys have been around a long time. Former teammates, but obviously they've managed against each other. They've been in some scruffs, no doubt, throughout the years. The average age is 74. So, they're going to dig in on each side.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not in the batter's box, and they ain't pitching. But I think Dusty's got it right. we're in a different time. Now, does this look intentional? Absolutely. Well, anytime you get hit in that area at that time, it's going to look intentional. I don't know if it was or was not. Personally, I didn't think it was, but I can see where they got the fight in it. Then you throw Tepera's comments in there. You say, that's why your hitter got hit. You know, so there's a lot of ways to look at it. I don't think that was intentional, but I can see where they can think that. But the difference in today's game is we're shocked when a guy gets taken out of second base. We're shocked when somebody gets hit by a pitch. That's just how we've made the game. But that's part of baseball. All those things happen.
You know, and you look at this, if you're trying to, like, put some pieces of the puzzle together. Altuve was hit with a fastball that was up and in. So is that, you know, kind of payback? Listen, you want to hit one of our good players? Okay, we're going to hit one of your good players back.
The thing about it is, Tony won't forget it. And
no, Dusty won't either.
Next year, he'll be ducking it a year from now.
Oh, yeah. It just adds a little bit of spice to the rivalry, no doubt. Here is your ALDS report presented by Good Sam. And again, Astros are moving on, and they will face the Boston Red Sox. So previous postseason matchups here go back to 2018 in the ALCS. The Red Sox won that 4-1. George Springer, he had a nice series, but it was Boston that moved down. And then, of course, back in 2017, it was the Astros who won it in 4 games. Rafael Devers, just a baby at that time, and Jose Altuve with big series. Game 1 Friday at Houston, and it's on Fox. All right, when we come back here on MLB Tonight, we'll look ahead to Game 5 between the Dodgers and the Giants. Julio Urias, Logan Webb. That's next.
ALDS Report is brought to you by Good Sam Rentals. Travel America with Good Sam.
Behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. I don't believe what I just saw. Touch a ball, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life. With the biggest comeback in postseason history.
The longest drought in the history of American sports is over.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
When you get a chip in your windshield, trust Safelite. This couple was headed to the farmer's market for a same-day repair, and with their insurance, it was no cost to them. That's service the way you need it.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
If you're gonna chill with Woodbridge, then chill. Because why not is a perfectly acceptable reason. And if it holds wine, it's a wine glass. Woodbridge, wine your way.
You can feel it. And tell me what to do. Into waters are coming after you.
You want that make you love me, and so you only tell me perhaps.
Does your deodorant keep you fresh all day? We put Dove Men deodorant to the test with Nelson, a volunteer that puts care into everything he does.
It really protects my skin. It's comfortable and lasts a long time.
Dove Men, 48-hour freshness with triple action moisturizers.
I've been on my get back, cop a bag slow. You would never see that. Use the trap dough.
Ready for Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh? That's a new and improved Italian BMT with new artisan Italian bread, new Black Forest ham, and new...
You gotta refresh to be fresh.
Hold up! False start on the spokesperson. Save big. Order through the app.
There are two kinds of bourbon drinkers. Those who put it on a pedestal, and those who put it within reach. If you'd rather add rocks to your glass than bourbon to your collection, there's Evan Williams 1783. An award-winning small batch that's extra aged, 90 proof, and easy to enjoy, with or without friends. What can we say? You're our kind of people. Evan Williams 1783 small batch. When bourbon's done right, people notice.
MLB Tonight is presented by Evan Williams Bourbon.
And welcome back to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon. The Game 5 pitching matchup, Dodgers and Giants. How about this? The Dodgers went 16-2 in Julio Urias' last 18 starts. Oh, the Giants went 19-2 in Logan Webb's last 21. Dave Roberts knows we're all pumped up for Game 5.
This is what baseball wants. I mean, I think, as I understand, all the series are done, and so we're going to be the only show in town. So if you have a pulse or you're a sports fan, you better be watching Dodgers-Giants. So it's going to be a great one.
Well, Dave, you just nailed it. Time now for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. And for that, we zero in on most whiffs in a postseason game. For the Giants, you go back to 2008, of course, the freak was nasty there. You got Johnny Cueto on there as well. But how about Logan Webb, Dan? This kid was drafted back in 2014, and it took him a while, but, man, he seems to really have hit his stride really in the last second half of the season.
And if the Dodgers have a really aggressive approach like they did in Game 1, he's going to carve them up again. Dave Roberts talked about it after the game. They need to bring him into the strike zone. The problem is, Fran, he lives on the edges. He has great movement on his two-seam fastball. He was throwing his breaking ball on command. His changeup was great, and he knows how to use those and tunnel those and sequence those pitches. He's been brilliant. And if he brings his A game, expect this to be a low-scoring nail-biter. And I think both starters are going to pitch well. This will be an epic Game 5.
I think we're in for a great pitching duel.
Right.
I mean, when I watched Webb the other night, I walked away with, he's flat-out nasty.
Right.
But then you go to the other side with the Dodgers, and the lefty gets it done. And, Dan, I got a question for you. They're going back to San Francisco. For Julio to pitch on that mound before, how important is that?
It's so important to have comfort. When you know the mound that you're going to warm up on, you've warmed up on that mound before, and you've pitched on that mound. Listen, all mounds, 30 ballparks, as a general casual fan, you're like, oh, all the mounds are different. And the more opportunity you get to pitch on a mound that you're familiar with, the better. And that's why you see some pitchers that are better pitchers at home than they are on the road. And I think that's a huge advantage that the Dodgers play so many games at Oracle. They know what that mound is like. I expect this guy to deliver the goods.
And H, I mean, a little bit more on Julio Urias because he's been around for, 4 or 5 or 6 years. Yeah. And literally Dave Roberts and company, they've used him in virtually every situation. We saw him close out the World Series a year ago, and now he's turned into one of their, I think he threw 185 innings this year. The highest before that had been 85. So, I mean, he's got ice in his veins for a kid.
Yeah, and that experience helps you get that ice, because he just has been in, like you said, every situation. The one thing I'm looking at in this game, you look at the two pitchers, you also look at the matchups. They played 19 times during the regular season, and now you're going into the 5th game in the playoffs. It's hard to find base hits because I know where you're hitting the ball. I know where you're going with the ball. I saw the Dodgers make a slight adjustment tonight as with Evan Longoria. They usually played a shift. Then they moved the defense around. Now
Same with Buster Posey.
With Buster Posey. Yeah. And they started changing their defense a little bit. Well, it's about time. You've been playing all these games. So I'm curious what adjustments everybody's going to make. But I can't imagine. We didn't do that back in the day. You didn't play somebody 19 times.
It's amazing to think going into this Game 5, both teams on the year, regular postseason, have won 109 games. Think about that. First one, the 110 wins. 2 pretty good seasons.
All right, by the way, Logan Webb at home. Giants won all starts. They're 14-0.
He's special, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling
you better do some research on Logan Webb. Trey Turner had a big hit in Game 4. After the break, he'll spend some time with Lauren Gardner. Dodgers, they tie the series up 2 games apiece.
StatCast is powered by Google Cloud, the official cloud technology of MLB.
How are you getting streaming on this?
Roku.
Where's it plugged in?
It's in the TV.
I know, but where?
Inside. It's a Roku TV.
Oh, I knew that.
Did you?
Want a smart TV with America's favorite streaming built in? Okay, Roku does that.
I can turn anyone into a beach bum. I bring families together for a living. I make memories for people I don't know yet. I know this view is too good not to be shared. I am a verbal host.
Did you know that even after you sanitize a surface, every touch can leave new bacteria behind? That means you could be right back where you started. Break the cycle with Microban 24. Just spray once and your surfaces are protected against bacteria all day. Microban keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria touch after touch for up to 24 hours. These leading disinfectants do not. Use a sanitizer 4 out of 5 doctors would use in their own homes. Microban 24.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs doesn't treat investing like a game. We have digitally managed portfolios backed by over 150 years financial experience. So, play games or have your money work smart. You can money.
With clean, fresh ingredients, Panera's new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread is a mouth-watering explosion of yes. Craft? Yes. Heartiness? Yes. Living life to the flavor fullest? Heck yes. Panera. Live your yes. Now, when
Organizing your finances can be overwhelming. You've got a mortgage here, loans there, savings and investment accounts, and a million other documents stuffed in that shoebox. There's an easier way with Stifel Wealth Tracker, a free app that brings all of your information into a single secure location. Automatically create your personal balance sheet, view your expenses, understand your investments, and finally, organize your finances. Download Stifel Wealth Tracker and get back to what's really important.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice, and long-lasting Gain scent beads. Try Spring Daydream, now part of our irresistible scent collection.
Play Super Duper Supermarket Sweep. For more details, visit our Instagram page. Starts Monday at 9 p.m. 6 Pacific only on Buzzer.
It's the time of year when baseball brings you the best in show and one mad dog.
Show up! I won a championship. Please!
Christopher Russo takes a bite out of the postseason. Weekdays at 1 Eastern on MLB Network.
Welcome back to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon. All right, so let's get to it. We're getting set for a Game 5 Dodgers-Giants, last 5 winner-take-all postseason games for San Francisco. I said they've been pretty good, 5-0, but the Dodgers have been good as well. Trey Turner had a big night Tuesday night, 2 for 5, and he drove in a run, spent some time with Lauren Gardner.
Long time no see, my friend. It's always good when you get your uni dirty like that, right?
Always. That means I did something, whether it's making a play in the field or getting on base. So I enjoy a dirty jersey.
I think all the Dodgers fans enjoy it as well. After a few quiet postseason games at the plate, you got it going at the dish here tonight. Both hits off of sliders. What were some of the adjustments that you made?
Just not trying to do too much. Yesterday I felt like I had some good at-bats, hit some balls hard, but kind of had bad aim. And, today to get that first one in the first inning was nice. Similar swings to yesterday, but found a hole, and, that's baseball. Sometimes you do everything right and don't have success. You just got to stick with it and keep grinding.
What do you guys need to do on Thursday?
A lot more of what we did today. Score early, keep the pressure on them, and just play good defense and keep pitching well. We've been pitching really great. It's just a matter of getting those hits in a timely fashion, and hopefully we can get them early.
You know what they say, if it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Thanks, Trey.
Yeah, I've heard that. I live by that motto. So 2 hits for Trey Turner. 2 more hits tonight for Gavin Lux, who's in center field. Dave Roberts was asked whether we would see Lux in the starting lineup in Game 5. He says, I don't know where, but he will be in there somewhere.
Well, it was interesting. You know, they're trying to get the offense going, and you know, they put him in center field. And so he got his opportunity to get some at-bats. But remember, the last time Gavin Lux was out in center, this is what happened. He ran into the wall, and I was all over the Dodgers. I mean, you're taking their top prospect infielder and throwing him out in the outfield towards the end of the year and trying to learn outfield. Now, he's played out there about 17 games or something like that, but there's no walls in the infield. And so they're just trying to figure out how to get some at-bats. And I get it. I mean, when your offense is struggling, you're coming off getting shut out, this is a gutsy move. He thought last night in his pinch hit, this ball was gone. See him throw an arm up there? He's like, I tied it up! No, he didn't. Now, that was about 106-mile-an-hour exit velocity or something like that, whatever. But it still didn't get out. But tonight, saw him warming up in center, threw him out there, and it's like, yes, this is a matchup for you. We're looking for you to get some knocks and get us going. And he came through tonight. Couple base hits, couple walks. It was a good move. But when you're struggling with offense, these are the type of things that you'll see a club try to do. And we touched on the moves they made on the defensive side. This is another move they made as far as adjusting the shift a little bit. But this is another move on the offensive side to kind of jumpstart this offense. So here you go. Read the board, friend.
Yeah, no,
It's all yours.
Youngest players to reach base more times in single post-game history. I mean, and they're all names that you're very familiar with there. Cody Bellinger.
Postseason long time.
Yeah, that's right. And Dan, you know, quickly before we go to break here, Dodgers get, you know, a lot of people say, oh, they got so much money. They're gonna, you know, they should be good. They have $200-something million payroll, but they usually hit with their prospects.
They do, and they do a great job of scouting, developing their younger players, and they're not all first-round draft picks, but they do a pretty good job in Latin America in all areas. Yep. They pretty much have all the bases covered. If there's talent to be found, they have somebody looking for it and watching them.
All right, the two more teams moved on Tuesday. Oh, yeah, let it flow. The Astros and the Braves are moving on. Final thoughts on MLB Tonight. That's next.
You would never see that. Use the trap dough.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else. Then he tried Wendy's breakfast. Now we can't get rid of him.
Can you believe this breakfast croissant is only $1.99?
Yeah, Reggie. I put the sign up.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
When you get a chip in your windshield, trust Safelight. This couple was headed to the farmer's market. When they got a chip, they drove to Safelight for a same-day repair. And with their insurance, it was no cost to them. That's service the way you need it.
Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace.
One evening, Let's as go, Walter. the sun went down, After you. jungle fire was burning. Down the track came
Get him,
a train. Said, boys, I'm not turning. I'm headed for a land that's far away.
It's a multi-flex tailgate. It can be a step, can even become a workspace.
Meet the cat.
What's so great about him? He didn't have a workspace.
The Chevy Silverado with the available multi-flex tailgate. Find new adventures, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Does your deodorant keep you fresh all day? We put Dove Men deodorant to the test with Nelson, a volunteer that puts care into everything he does.
It really protects my skin. It's comfortable and it lasts a long time.
Dove Men, 48-hour freshness with triple action moisturizers.
Still looking for that money in your home, Daryl? Yeah, this puppy should finally do the trick.
Well, good luck. We found ours yesterday.
Let me guess, in the attic.
With Rocket Mortgage. We used our home's equity and turned it into cash.
Equity? Yeah, you can do it on your phone.
Check your phone before you wreck your home, Daryl.
That's easy.
When you want to find money in your home, Rocket can.
Oh, that's all good, Daryl. I got a guy.
Truthfully, it's frustrating to see how fast dust reappears.
But dusting with a cloth is a pain.
And dealing with a bulky vacuum is such a hassle. Ugh. So now, we use our Swiffer Sweeper
And dusters. The fluffy fibers, they pick up dust easily, grabbing it in all those hard-to-reach places. Gotcha.
And for our floors, Sweeper's textured cloths lock all kinds of dirt, dust, and pet hair. Unlike my vacuum, it sneaks under and around places. Look at that.
Dust-free and hassle-free.
Stop cleaning, start Swiffering.
This is when this game is simply at its best. Oh, they are resilient. What a W. It's a fly ball to center field. Lorenzo Cain going back at the wall. Freddie Freeman's left the yard and put the Braves on top in the bottom of the eighth. With a solo shot to left center, they lead it 5-4 in Game 4 of the NLDS.
First pitch, and he sends a shockwave through the ballpark, and they're going crazy here in Atlanta. He is a dangerous, dangerous man.
Yes, he is. And check out the Braves celebration presented by Budweiser. Let it flow, gentlemen. You guys did a tremendous job. Back-to-back trips to the NLCS. And you have to feel happy for Brian Snicker and the job that he's done since he's taken over, not to be outdone. The Houston Astros going back to the LCS for the 5th consecutive year.
The cool thing about, you see Atlanta, you see Houston right now celebrating. I know Boston was not in this boat last year, but they all did this without fans.
Right.
There was no fans in the stands. They had to generate their own energy. And so to be able to come back a fallen year and now have fans and play home games, because they played in neutral sites. So this is pretty cool stuff.
We've seen low-scoring games, but this American League Championship Series, put your seatbelt on.
Yes,
there will
right.
be some runs scored. Red Sox, Astros.
And can't wait for Game 5 between the Dodgers and the Giants. Enjoyed it for Dan and Errol. I'm Fred. And welcome to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon. Inside Studio 3 with Dan Plesac and Harold Reynolds. I am Fran Charles. What a great day of baseball.